Welcome grade 5s to WorksheetCloud.com's online lessons. My name is Miss Nicole Frank and I am here to teach you English home language for the next few weeks. I hope you are as excited as I am to get started with this, and let's talk about how this is different from how your teachers are in that you're used to. So firstly, you can see me, but I can't see you. And I can't tell you to sit still or be quiet or concentrate on me. So I hope to be entertaining enough for you to sit through the entire lesson. So if you have any questions or queries throughout this lesson, please look at the bottom of the screen. There is an email address where you can email any concerns or queries you have, and we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So let's not waste any more time and get to it. Still your grade 5s, don't worry. So remember I spoke to you earlier about the email address that you could email if you had any questions about this lesson. Please look over here. It's grade5@WorksheetCloud.com. If your parents are wondering anything or have any concerns or queries, they can refer to the FAQs here on the website. So let's get started, grade 5s. I hope you enjoy. So today's lesson, we are going to be focusing on sentence types. Okay, and it is part of your CAPS curriculum. So get excited because you are going to be working through the curriculum anyway, and you're not missing out on anything. So that's pretty exciting. The outcomes of this lesson. So the outcomes of a lesson is basically what I would like you to know by the end of the lesson. So what I would like you to know is I would like you to be able to identify a sentence. I would like you to be able to identify the structure of a sentence, and I would like you to be able to identify the different types of sentences by the end of this lesson. If you are not able to do so by the end of this lesson, please send us an email, and the email address I've included on the slide right at the bottom over here, so that if you don't meet the outcomes, we'll be happy to assist you. So, first thing we're going to speak about is sentence structure. Now, the first thing that we need to know when it comes to writing a sentence is that it begins with a capital letter. Always. So, I know that some of you like to write your I's not in a capital letter, or when you begin a sentence, you forget that, he was supposed to be in a capital letter. But I would like to remind you that a sentence always starts in a capital letter, whether it is a proper noun or not. Now, proper noun always starts with a capital letter as well, but sometimes sentences don't start with a proper noun, so we need to bear that in mind. It can, however, end in a full stop, question mark, or an exclamation mark, depending on the function or the purpose of the sentence. So we're going to go on now and we're going to look at Nina. Nina broke her arm and she's feeling very, very sad about it at this moment. So we're going to use her situation to work out sentence structure and how it applies to Nina's scenario. So Nina broke her arm. That is a statement. I'm stating something, okay? But I'm starting with Nina. Even though Nina is a proper noun, I'm starting it with a capital letter also. So proper nouns start with a capital letter always. And since it's also the beginning of a sentence, I'm reiterating that it starts with a capital letter. However, if I said she broke her arm, she would also start with a capital letter because it's the beginning of a sentence. So we're moving on to the next sentence. Did Nina break her arm? So now we are asking a question and we are still starting our sentence with a capital letter with did, and we are ending our sentence with a question mark. Now the last sentence, I'm repeating myself. How can that be? But there is a difference, grade 5s. As you can see over here, my sentence is now ending with an exclamation mark. So that's telling me that the tone of my sentence is changing. I can now say, Nina broke her arm, because I can tell that the emotion in the sentence is there with the exclamation mark at the end. So now we are moving into the types of sentences that you get. And I touched on it now in the previous slide a little bit, and I'm sure some of you picked that up. But now we're going to go exactly into what the 4 main types of sentences are. So I mentioned there were 4 sentences. So a statement, a question, an exclamation, and a command. Those are your 4 types of sentences that you get. Those aren't the only type of questions that you get, but for this purposes of this lesson, we are going to be focusing on those 4 types of sentences. So firstly, let us start with statement. A statement tells us about something or tells us something. Okay, it basically states something, and it ends with a full stop. For example, the family ate pizza for supper. I'm stating that's what we had for supper. I'm not asking anything about it. I'm not getting excited about it. I'm not telling anybody to do anything about it. All I'm saying is that the family ate pizza for supper. We went to the park. We're stating that we went to the park. And over there I've included a nice slice of pizza. Let's move on. A question. A question asks something. And it ends with a question mark. Here we have our question mark over here. So when we ask something, we basically would like an answer for it, isn't it so? So when we're asking a question, we know that the structure of the sentence will change a little bit so that we are able to show that we are asking a question, and we know that it will end in a question mark. For example, is that my shirt? Where are they going? And there's a picture of 2 girls looking like they're going somewhere very interesting. I would like to know where they are going to. An exclamation. An exclamation shows strong feelings. Or you can say it expresses emotion. So basically we know when we see an exclamation sentence that the tone of the sentence is changing. It ends with an exclamation mark, just like it says in its title. For example, we won the competition. So I would like to just bring your attention to something quickly. Sometimes this can be tricky because without that exclamation mark, and if it was in a full stop, you would think that this is a statement, which it would have been. What changes the whole sentence is the exclamation mark in the end, which now tells us that the tone of the sentence has changed. He hurt me. I am expressing emotion, and I'm doing so by putting my exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. And they is feeling very sad that someone hurt him. A command. A command tells someone to do something. Now, a command can be very tricky because it can end in a full stop or an exclamation. So if that happens, how do we tell the difference between a command and an exclamation, a command or a statement? How do we tell the difference? Well, this is the way you can tell. A command starts with a verb. Remember, I'm going to say it again. A command tells someone to do something. So basically, it's commanding an action. And so we will say something like, keep quiet, stop talking, sit still. And I'm starting all my sentences with a verb. Therefore, I know it is a command. the different punctuation signs that we put at the end of the sentence tells us how it was said. So if I tell you, sit still, I know that that can be used. The punctuation at the end of that sentence can be a full stop. However, if I say, sit still, now I know that it will end with an exclamation mark because the tone in my sentence is different. For example, take your shoes off, right? I'm telling someone to take their shoes off. Therefore, it is a command. Stop talking. Okay. I'm now commanding someone to stop talking. And I know that it's a command because I am using my verbs in the beginning. And here we have a picture of a group of people with their shoes. Okay. So if I had to get angry, I would be, take your shoes off. But at this stage, I'm just saying, take your shoes off. Let's try to identify one together. I hate going to the mall. What kind of sentence is this? I will give you a few moments to think about it. It's an exclamation. How do we know it's an exclamation? Well, firstly, we see that there's an exclamation mark, but a command can also end in an exclamation mark. Let's see. Is it telling me to do something? I hate going to the mall. No, but it is expressing an emotion. So therefore I know that it's an exclamation. Well done, grade 5s. Here's another one. Where's my bag? What kind of sentence is this one? I'll give you a few moments to think about it. It's a question. I think that one was pretty easy because there was a big clue over there. We have our question mark. So that was pretty easy, I think. And I think you're so ready to try some on your own. And how are you going to do that? Well, there's going to be homework, which is uploaded on the top of the screen where you can download the homework and complete it on your own and check to see if you've learned what I've been teaching here. So, like I mentioned in the previous slide, there is homework. Where do you find that homework? Look up. And you will see that there is a link over there and it will direct you as to how to download the homework. Any questions and answers that you might have, okay, pertaining to this lesson and whether you have reached the outcomes of this lesson or not, you may email us. You can look down at the bottom of the screen and there is an email address over there as well. Alternatively, you can rewatch the video and see if there's anything you might have missed out or something that you could have just refreshed yourself with. Also, I had such a wonderful time teaching you grade 5 and I hope that you have learned something from me today in this lesson. I would like to thank you as well as WorksheetCloud.com for making this possible. Have a wonderful day further, grade 5s. Enjoy. Bye.